just does wonders for my teeth, this video.
Hello. 9-2.
Hello, we are in Hoi An.
Hoi An. Just give you a little view. We're sat upstairs on a balcony.
By the old town, which
Yeah.
you have to pay to get into because it's a World Heritage Site. And
Sean and Les, it reminds me of that place that we sat upstairs in Australia on the balcony.
no, right by Westmont.
By Westmont, yeah.
That's very random, just because we're higher.
On a
Anyway.
balcony. I don't know, anyway.
It's very nice. It's very hot. It's probably the hottest we've been so far.
33 today.
It just feels hotter than that though. Anyway,
Robin can't cope with heat.
it's humid as well, isn't it? A bit.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just very sticky. So we've come from.
We haven't been blogging for
Vlogging,
enough.
no.
So anyway.
So we went from Hanoi to Cat Ba Island, and we spent 3 nights there or 4 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights.
It was a nice place. Mum and Dad, we rented scooters one day and went across the island, which was really nice, really
Yeah.
good. It was a really quiet island, a good place to rent a scooter.
We had the first full day we had there, it was really rainy, so we didn't do a lot on that day. The second full day we went on the scooters across the island, and at the other end of the island was like these limestone structures that come out of the sea. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, well, it was part of. If it wasn't part of it, it was the same as Halong Bay, which you've probably heard of. So that was what we did the following day, our last full day.
No, our last full day we went on a tour.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I was
last
saying. Okay, yeah, yes.
So the last full day we went on a tour on a boat around Halong Bay.
Did some kayaking. The boat stopped, and we got on kayaks for an hour, and then it stopped in another place where we could have a little swim, and then it stopped at Monkey Island where we could see monkeys and go up a mountain.
It was really nice.
Yeah. We found a good vegetarian restaurant on Cat Ba Island, and we went there 3 nights.
Oh yeah,
All
we went
3
there
nights,
every night.
Yeah.
We feel bad. We might as well talk a bit about food now. When we travelled in Central America, we'd just sort of go anywhere, just sit down on.
We've got the food vlog. We've done this.
Okay. I'll shut up then.
Sorry, we have got a food vlog. That's
Yeah, we did
either
talk
up
about
or
it.
it's
Yeah.
coming.
Okay.
So after Cat.
But anyway, since that food blog, the vegetarian food has really picked up. We've managed to find actually a vegan restaurant, which is the only vegan restaurant I think that we've ever been to. Maybe we've been to one before, but most of them are vegetarian with vegan food.
Yeah.
And then we've arrived here today, and I think we've been to one for lunch already, and I think there's at least one other, maybe 2, even more than that possibly.
Yeah. So from Cat Ba we got back to the mainland and got a train to Hoi, which was, how long was that? I don't know how long that train was. Oh, it was 13 hours, wasn't it? Overnight, sat in a chair.
Oh yes,
We decided to buy soft seat
like
tickets
aeroplane seats.
instead of beds, which I don't think we will do again because 13 hours in the seat wasn't great.
Yeah, it was weird. Like it was worse than. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was worse than an aeroplane. And I don't know why. Like you had more space.
Yeah.
My feet were swollen for the whole of the following day. There.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got to Hoi and we stayed there for 3 nights or 2. I can't remember. But Hoi was nice. It was a small town, and there was a river that we went over on one day, and what did we do? We got scooters again.
Yeah,
in
we
Hoi
did get a scooter again in Hoi An.
to get to the beach, which was 13 kilometres away or something. I don't know if there was any other way of getting to it, so yeah. The beach was strange. It's like they've found this beach and decided they're going to develop it, but it already looked run down and like deserted. It's
So
just
like
really
we
strange.
went to another place since then. Where was that?
Which one? Bangkok.
Where we come from today, really.
Oh, Da Nang.
Da Nang, Da Nang is like they're building a resort, but they haven't finished it.
Yeah.
It's like 5 years away from getting on its feet properly, but like it's all systems ahead, like just building everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was what that beach was. It was like they'd started and then just stopped.
Yeah, it's funny. And we, like, obviously at the seaside, all the restaurants there weren't even really restaurants, they were kind of strange, kind of run-down places, but they were all seafood. So we went along with our little note that says we're vegetarian, and we managed to get them to make some rice with vegetables, which turned out to be some rice with some spinachy type stuff.
It's called Morning Glory.
Morning Glory, and it is very basic, but it did the job.
It was still tasty, and
Yeah.
the price was fair. Like the top, like the higher end of what we'd been paying as a fair price, but still fair. So.
But Hue in general, like, had some really nice restaurants which looked really fancy compared to what we've been eating in so far, but you go in and they were just normal prices, so it was really nice.
Yeah, like
Really
actual
good
white
food.
tablecloth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Napkins.
that maybe slightly oversells it, but like much nicer than some of the places we've been having food.
Yeah, and the same price, like, it's just really nice food.
Which we
It was a
kind of
nice place in general, wasn't it?
we kind of noticed that the food seems to be the same price, and you can have white tablecloths and like fabric napkins, or like a miniature doll's house plastic chair, and the quality can be very nice or very average, but it all seems to be the same price.
Yeah, roughly. So from Hue we got another train, which compared to India was a breeze. We just turned up at the station, asked for a ticket, got the ticket, and half an hour later we were on a train.
Like it actually makes, like we moaned about trains in India, and they were really difficult.
Yeah.
But I mean, this made England look bad. Like if you just turned up at home to buy a ticket for a 3-hour train journey, you pay through the nose for it, and it was ridiculously cheap as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 90,000, so $4 for both of us for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we specifically wanted to get the train between Hue and Da Nang because it goes the scenic route over the Hoi An Pass. And if you got a bus, it would go through the tunnel, so you wouldn't see the lovely Vietnamese coastline.
They went through it. They went that way on the Top Gear Vietnam special.
Yeah.
If you've seen it, somebody.
It was very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, so when we were in Da Nang, we actually rented a scooter again and went
Over the Hoi An Pass.
over the Hoi An Pass to
Okay.
a beach, which was it was a nice beach. It had a bit of litter on it, but it was nice, and we had some food at a restaurant, which again we thought might have been a rip-off, but it wasn't. It was a fair price and a good
Yeah.
amount of food actually.
And it was good.
It was pretty decent.
Yeah, more imaginative. They did bring out a little plate with 2 fried eggs on it, and I was just like, oh, thank you. Send it away.
What else did we do? Oh, we didn't. Yeah, so we didn't stay in Da Nang. As soon as we'd arrived, really, we'd booked 2 nights accommodation. We were like, that's enough. We don't need longer than that. Went to this vegan restaurant, which was really good, and then we went out on the Hoi An Pass on our full day there. We'd booked accommodation in the wrong area. Like we'd booked it in the area that was like being built.
Yeah, which is separated from the main city by a river.
So we had to walk a good 40 minutes into the sort of the city centre part, and the part that we were in was like the sort of tourist part that's not really finished yet, but it had like some restaurants that were catering for tourists, and like it's more Vietnamese tourists as well, and less foreign tourists.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a holiday destination for Vietnamese people. The whole place, really, didn't it? Like lots of people eating out and on tour buses and in the hotels. The bike riding was a bit more difficult there, so I think if we're going to get another one, it would definitely be in a quieter place.
Yeah.
It's what, the 3rd largest city here?
Yeah, which I think we realised afterwards.
Yeah. So then from Da Nang today we got a public bus which was an hour to Hoi An.
Yeah.
We had a good little fight on the bus.
It wasn't a fight. Robin did really well though. Like Robin had read online that the price was 20 dong each.
20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
Everyone just calls it 20 there. And that they'd try and rip you off and charge you like 40 or 50 for a tourist price.
Yeah.
But there was meant to be a sign on the bus. Anyway, we got on the bus and saw that the sign with the prices on was covered up by a towel, probably deliberately, well, I'm sure deliberately. We got the money ready, so we just gave him the money, and he was trying to charge us. We'd read that they'd try and charge you more and blame it on the bags, and we were just like, bags are on our laps, like, we're not doing any more. And Robin was like, one person, 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of goes, like came back to us a couple of times, persisting, and then in the end he definitely wasn't happy. He was like, no, like at us.
But we knew, like, he wouldn't have let us stay on the bus if we weren't in the right, so we knew we were in the right. And we've read about like
saving face.
Yeah, so like face or saving face and like I don't know, status or whatever is really important apparently to Southeast Asians.
And so you're not supposed to ever really get to the point of anger. Like if you're going to
don't get into a fight.
Stand up for yourself, you've got to do it pleasantly with a smile and don't raise your voice, don't get angry, which is so difficult that situation.
But Robin did it so ridiculously well. She just did it just like that, like friendly, like no, like that's the price. And I watched it happen, like Robin was like that and the man was getting himself in a fit about it, and then he just gave up because he wanted to save face.
Yeah.
Like you just watched him just give up.
Awkward though, like it left me at least feeling terrible, like I'd done something really wrong from his final reaction,
but we knew that we hadn't, because he wouldn't, like if we hadn't have paid the proper price he'd have been trying to kick us off the bus and he just left it.
Anyway.
That was just an interesting little bit.
Yeah, we're in Hoi An, and I think we're going to stay here for a few days because it seems quite nice and relaxed, and we seem to be able to eat vegetarian food. Vegetarian food
signs all over the place, and we've been to a really nice vegetarian place for lunch. Like I think it's probably, I said to Robin, it's one of the best, if not the best meal I've had, like since being a vegan. And that's not to say that I've eaten less well as being a vegan. I usually like burgers and stuff, which we've had really good vegan burgers as well, but it just seems so nice and healthy and just so tasty, the food, when it's cooked for a vegan or a vegetarian. Like it's like it's designed for being a vegetarian, but they haven't got a clue, apart from the few people that realise that that's what people want.
We're thinking of doing a cooking course maybe.
Yeah.
The place we ate at today offers them. Quite a few places offer them.
Yeah, it was like...
And it is so incredibly tasty. Like, I just
wanna
cannot get
learn.
my head around how they're doing it. So
We asked about it. It would be $15 each, and you turn up like 2 hours before lunch or 2 hours before dinner, and they show you how to cook the lunch or the dinner that you order off the menu. So it sounds quite good.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go now.
Bye.
Bye.